Shalom, Yasharallah. This your brother Dawada from GMS St. Petersburg, Florida, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahawah, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, Rakhakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, that's pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to just jump into this quick article real quick, or read through this article real fast. Pretty much just exposing, how Esau get down. We in the times, where it's just like rapid fire on Esau. It's like every step that he take, man. It's like, look, that's why we call you the damn devil. This is not one of those videos, but hey, it's nothing gonna change him from being the devil, all right? But we just, bringing out this here lesson to show you who the so-called white man really is. Like I said, every step that he take, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those moments like, you see, that's why we call him the damn devil. It's nothing that he could do where people nowadays should be able to look at any of the actions that the so-called white man said, like, man, y'all tripping. Not all white people are the same way. Well, not all white people are really in a situation to really do a lot of these things. But please believe if they were, they would do some horrible shit to you, Like, let's say, for instance, you in a position where maybe let's say you a doctor or some shit, right? Or whatever. You got a house and a car and a job or whatever, whatnot. And you see some homeless ass Edomite, you know what I'm saying? He's not really in no position to do no harm to you. But please believe if he was your boss or something like that, hey, his devil horns will start showing. All right. But nevertheless, we're going to go ahead and get into this article. It says, revolution is the new black. It's funny how they put the new black, right? But nevertheless, it says revolution is the new black. How Western money funds overthrow your government classes. All right. Now, going into this here article, right? Keep in mind, America's on a witch hunt for terrorists, right? The biggest terrorists. They're a terrorist-sponsored nation. Matter of fact, let me go back real quick because I'll get back into that article in a second. There's another article that says something pretty much like that. Hang on. Here's one. U.S. brands mosque as ISIS base to avoid criticism. Yeah, they blowing up this mosque and stuff like that. But nevertheless, here's another one. Trump's fastest way to Iran might be through Lebanon. That's not the one I was thinking about, though. Hang on one second. Oh, there's some more in Venezuela. I was dealing with that. Here's a couple of them. Bulgaria freezes accounts of Venezuelan state oil after Washington tip-off, which I went into that, I believe, yesterday, dealing with Venezuela and the ketchup. It's the same thing. They just rerouting. That's real terrorism right there, but that's using your nation, all right? It says EU adds Saudi Arabia to list of nation considered hotbeds for terrorist financing. All right. Now, the very next one says hands off our hemisphere or Venezuela pays the price. U.S. Senator warns Russia. So America's over in Venezuela, obviously trying to overthrow, assassinate Nicolas Maduro and steal their oil and their resources. The same thing they was doing in Syria, the same thing they did in Iraq, the same thing they did in Afghanistan, and so on and so forth. The list goes on. But nevertheless, take note to this one here. It says EU adds Saudi Arabia to list of nations considered hotbed of terrorist financing. All right. So now let me get back to this here article I was in. So these Edomites is going around saying everybody else is terrorists, right? What does the scripture say? Judge a tree by its fruits, right? Well, I just showed you some other articles where you see Venezuela's in the news. What country is poking at Venezuela? It will be America. Syria. Well, what country is poking at Syria? All right, it was America. Same in Afghanistan and Iraq, the rest of the world. Whenever there was a so-called dictator or leader, now the word dictator, let's get this straight, because I was under this impression when I was a young kid, that's like a buzzword. So whenever somebody say a dictator, you just like, fuck them, kill them. You know what I'm saying? You don't know nothing about them, just fuck them, kill them. They're a dictator, they must be dead. You got to kill them, right? But they throw these terms around, on people just because they know it's a buzzword. Like Nicolas Maduro, he's a dictator. Like, well, homeboy was elected and he ain't even been president for that long. You know what I'm saying? I think around like maybe 10 years? I want to say he was in office around 2006 or 2007, something like that. Don't quote me on that. But he ain't been president that long comparably to some other people. Like, well, you take a look at Vladimir Putin, right? Well, he hadn't been the president that long. But the way he does it is he'll be the president for a while, then the prime minister for a while, the president for a while. But nevertheless, he's always the head of the country, right? Homeboy's been in charge over there since George Bush was in office, right? But nevertheless, they don't say shit like that about him. What about, America. America's really a dictator, right? You think of the president, Donald Trump, right? You see Donald Trump been in office. Fuck Donald Trump. Barack Obama, he was in office 8 years, right? George Bush was in office 8 years, right? Well, let me see. Who's that chick? Nancy Pelosi, right? She's still in basically up there in office, right? She's been in office a lot longer than throughout Barack Obama's term and all these things. Their advisors, you know, the head of the CIA, the head of the FBI. These people are in office a lot longer than the president. Why does that matter? Well, these are the people who are the advisors to the president. They letting them know what's going on and this and that. You see what I'm saying? They'll have certain things going on that the president's not aware of. They the ones controlling him. All right. And you go further on up, you have higher ups above them. So what? You know, you have these little puppets in place to make the people. Same thing's going on in Venezuela. They're gonna want you to think that Guido, one of my subscribers pointed that out, that Guido over here, right, is nothing more than a puppet. You know, you might see him over there in charge, but really it's America running it. All right. So these people have no room to be talking about nothing that's going on. They're the biggest dictators and terrorist sponsors in the whole world. They are the biggest terrorists. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this article. It says how revolution is the new black, how Western money funds overthrow your government classes. All right. Now let's listen to this and let's put two and two together what this shit really is talking about. Everyone is gathering in Yerevan, and Yerevan is young, hip, and determined. They're learning how to stage a revolution. Now, why would you want to stage a revolution? Now, if the revolution ain't genuine, it's not necessarily real, right? Now, revolutions ain't necessarily bad because if you got, let's say, let's just bring a revolution down to a small level, right? Your people want to overthrow, you know, your county government, right? You want to overthrow your county government because your county government is going around locking people up and killing people in jail, right? So yeah, it's time for a revolution. You got to overthrow these people or the police chief or whatever, because they doing some wicked shit. You know, they just rounding people up and killing them for no reason and being like crooked drug dealers. I can't think of no movie like that where there's like some rogue cops. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Training Day, right? You got Denzel Washington. This motherfucker's a rogue cop, right? So now if all the people that was being robbed by him decided, look, we got to overthrow this police department because they just crooked as fuck. You know what I'm saying? They're going to wind up killing us all and putting cases on all of us, right? Okay, but that's when revolution is needed. However, you in a place where, you know what I'm saying, the police don't bother nobody. They actually work for crime and this and that. You know, they doing everything that they need to be doing. And you just want to overthrow the police so you can take control of the police department so you can start going out and robbing. You know, that's basically like terrorism right there, bro. You can't do no shit like that. All right, so that's exactly what America's doing. They staging these revolutions to what? Overthrow these countries, not for the people. They're better off the people. Let's go back to Iraq, right? We was told weapons of mass destruction over there. Weapons of mass destruction. Saddam Hussein is killing his own people. He's a dictator. He's a horrible person over there. All right. Well, if anybody had ever did any research on Iraq before 9/11 happened and looked at how the people in Iraq was living, all right, it wasn't that bad. You know, they wasn't living at the best in the best nation that you know, at the highest heights of all the different nations or anything like that. But nevertheless, they was in a pretty decent spot. They didn't have terrorists over there, nothing like that. They had a stable government over there and things like that. You know, America didn't like Saddam Hussein. No, George Bush Sr. and Jr. didn't like Saddam Hussein, all right? But nevertheless, and they actually used Saddam Hussein to help fight a war and things like that and so on and so forth, you know? But now all of a sudden they want to turn on him and it's like, you know what? Fuck Saddam Hussein. He's a dictator. We got to kill him because he's killing his own people. Now, fast forward till today. Saddam Hussein is dead. Look at the state of Iraq. Iraq is overthrown and it's just in a continual downfall. It's just destabilized and never to be repaired. All right, because that's the state America wants it in. We just want to get the oil from over there. We don't give a fuck about nothing else. If there's a strong government over there, they might try to stop us and block us from taking the oil. So we just need to keep them in calamities. Move over to Libya. The same shit happened over there. In Libya, I believe in Libya and in Iraq, if you got married over there, you were, I believe, don't quote me on this, but you weren't allowed to like work for 2 years. You was given some money for a house to start your family and to build up because they believed that the family was like the strongest unit. So they wanted you to be able to, if you got married, to focus on getting and setting the foundation, work your way on up. And I believe they also paid for college over there and things like that. So these places was pretty decent for the civilians over there. You see what I'm saying? These are things that you don't even get here in America. You see what I'm saying? You go get married, you got to pay out. They trying to, you know, they're not trying to make sure that your marriage succeeds just on just that tip alone. Now, fast forward till today. What's going on over there? Well, you got terrorists going on all over there. You don't have a legitimate, stable government going on over there. The people's lives over there is complete hell. All right. So these are the revolutions that America has staged over in these places. All right. And this is the things that's going on over there. All right. But nevertheless, it says, It says everyone at this gathering in Yevaren is young, hip, and determined. They're learning how to stage a revolution. RT's Russian management managed to get inside the protest camp funded by U.S. cash to see what is being taught. So America is over here, I believe in this, I forgot where they at. It'll tell you further on down in here, but nevertheless, hang on 1 second. Not sure where this Yevren is. This place is at, but nevertheless, it tells you in this article somewhere. But Armenia, all right, and this is in Armenia. But nevertheless, America is going over to Armenia, training up terrorists basically to go over there and overthrow and stage a revolution in Russia. All right, not a real revolution, but some stage shit. Meaning, if America wasn't there, there wouldn't be no revolution just spontaneously popping off in Russia, because the Russian people ain't really tripping like that. Same with Iraq. The Iraqi people. Well, the Iraqi people wasn't even tripping, saying, "Hey, come bomb Saddam Hussein." That was just America. But Syria you wouldn't see no revolution in Syria like that. You see what I'm saying? Where you had the Free Syrian Army and America backing the Free Syrian Army to go up against Bashar al-Assad in the military. Same thing in Venezuela. They right now trying to stage a coup attempt in Venezuela by making the people out there in Venezuela believe that Nicolas Maduro is harming them, not realizing that, hey, Nicolas Maduro is basically in control of the situation while America's over there attacking it. You see what I'm saying? Y'all are seeing the attacks from America, but you see in the face of Nicolas Maduro. And then you want to go run over to the American-led puppet thinking that he gonna make things better for you. You see what I'm saying? Not knowing, you see, these people are all being brainwashed by America, all right? The biggest sponsor of terrorism on the planet Earth, man. These are these so-called white people, these Edomites. This is who is in control of all of this shit, man. All right? But you don't see this on your American news. Like, okay, what is America doing today? Well, we're in multiple countries. We're training terrorists. There's going to be a revolution in this country soon. They're going to overthrow it. Then we're going to be on our news like, why are these people so dumb? Why these people got to be killing up everybody? We need to go over to Russia for humanitarian aid because Vladimir Putin is killing all his people. Hell no, this ain't how this shit really rolled down. You ever notice this is how it always goes? We got to go over there to help these people and have the humanitarian aid because whatever dictator is bombing his own people and killing his own people. And what is America's response to that? Let's go over there and just bomb the whole fucking country. If we kill everybody, then the dictator ain't got nobody else to kill. If we destroy all the infrastructure over there, he ain't got nothing else to blow up. And if we destroy all the resources over there or all the things that you need to be able to extract the resources, we can go over there and rebuild it, then we'll be in control of it all. That's America's plan. All right, that's what they always do. Don't take my word for it. Go look at all the countries they done been in before. All right, they ain't necessarily, they have not, every country they have ever stepped foot in to so-called go help out the people, they've never left. There's still a military base over there. All right, and then you have more more American military bases around the globe than any other country combined. All right, matter of fact, you have more military bases, more American military bases around the globe than all the other countries combined that have military bases outside of their country, plus all of their military bases inside of their country. America has more military bases than all the other countries combined. Point blank, period. Well, America plus NATO and the EU. They all over the whole goddamn globe. All right? So when you ask these questions about who's the biggest terrorist and who's the big problem on planet Earth, who's the damn devil, it's a so-called white man. Look at all his actions and things like that. All right? This is what he's doing around the damn globe. All right? Let me just read a couple more lines in this. It says, the Camp 2018 forum in Yerevan was sponsored by the Prague Civil Society Center, an organization financed by the United States under the Countering America's Adversaries Through Sanctions Act. All right. Now, these ain't America's adversaries. This is who America's the next on their target list. You see how America and these Edomites write certain words? They always put it as America's on is the victim and they on the defense. They always got to defend themselves from this, and that. Like, nigga, stay your ass at home, man. If you wouldn't have your shit, if you wouldn't be walking up in everybody else's house, you wouldn't have to worry about you breaking in somebody's house and somebody putting out that 12-gauge Mossberg on your ass. This is the extent of the problem that we got. You got these motherfuckers breaking into other people's houses and you mad that somebody done finally pulled out a gun on your ass like, nigga, get up out my house. Oh, well, these guys are terrorists over here. These guys are, we got to send a humanitarian aid. No, you need to take your ass back home. That's what you need to do. All right, they just bring this down on a low level here in America, man. Two different Edomites. You got an Edomite walking right into another Edomite house, and these Edomites be strapped to the T. Don't you think this Edomite gonna pull out his gun? But get the fuck out of my house, if not, kill your ass. This is what these other countries are doing when America's pointing their nose in there. So America's the biggest terrorist. None of these other countries are leaving their country to come over to America to overthrow America and shit like that. But yet we over here blaming Russia. Oh, well, Russia rigged the elections. Russia rigged the elections. If that's the case, then take Donald Trump out of office. I see y'all over here keep banging on Russia for meddling with the elections. If y'all say that they meddled in the elections and they succeeded, then that means Donald Trump is not legitimately the president. But yet you say nothing about that. And you allow this dude to go around these other countries and set up these types of, how you say, overthrowing camps, people that overthrow revolution camps or whatever they do. But nevertheless, you wouldn't have all these things going on. You still sitting there taking heed to what Donald Trump is saying, but yet you say Russia meddled in the elections and so on and so forth. This is your so-called purpose for going after Russia. You see, you goddamn Edomites, y'all weak, man. You have no real, man, you don't got no real sauce, man. Let me just get into these scriptures real quick, man. I'm about fed up with these I've been fed up with these devils, but nevertheless. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. Well, verse 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. Yea, also, because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. See, he transgressing by wine. He over here telling these people, hey, look, we're going to have to go over to this country to help y'all stage revolution. Just make sure y'all people train just in case you ever need to use this, right? Really what America's doing is financing and training terrorists in another country far off, getting them closer to the place over there so they can just implant them over into Russia or whatever they need to put them at. And then they stage these damn coups. You see what I'm saying? You don't have there's no such thing as no real terrorists beyond the goddamn so-called white men, these Edomites, mainly here in America, man. All right? ISIS and all that shit, man, they headquarters is in Colorado here in America. All right? And it's not these fucking Arabs that you would think over there. No, these motherfuckers are so-called white men. These are, matter of fact, there's a movie, Iron Man, I believe, Iron Man 3. Or just go on YouTube and search up The Mandarin. That explains it all right there. There's a scene in one of the Iron Man movies where they have this dude called a Mandarin. That's basically what the fuck is really going on. You like that dude, the head of ISIS, what's his name? Al-Zakari or some shit like that. Whatever this motherfucker's name is. This nigga is American, right? This is basically a dude that was born here in America who they put up as the face of, they created a new Osama bin Laden. But they needed this motherfucker to be the head of ISIS because why? He was born here in America. He's an American who just happened to go over there so that they can place the law out there. Like, well, listen, we need to be able to kill even Americans anywhere on the planet Earth because, hey, what happens if you have a terrorist that goes somewhere else? Nah, motherfucker, y'all trying to make all of us terrorists, basically. All right. But really, these so-called white people are the damn terrorists. They the ones that create ISIS and all these different things like that. Now, what happened with ISIS, right? You've seen ISIS going around beheading all these people, right? Everybody was scared of getting beheaded. Then all of a sudden, one day, I believe it was on NBC or some shit like that. They fucked up and they showed the whole ISIS beheading tape where they had the camera that we normally would see where they was like, oh, this guy's about to get beheaded, so on and so forth. Well, they showed the camera that was behind that camera, and motherfucker, they in a movie set. They in the inside, they not outside, they on the inside in the movie set, and the whole shit is faked. All right. Again, this is going into what we looking at now. Propaganda. All right. These how do you call them? Revolutionary things like they had the color revolution and all these different things. They staging all this shit, man. This is the so-called white man's doing. He's causing terror amongst the whole planet. This is why the whole planet is unstable because of the white man's doing. He's meddling in everybody's business. All right. And people are like, well, it's not just the white man. Well, look, the white man collectively is fucking over let's just keep this carnal, right? The so-called white man is fucking up, as a group, so-called black people, right? And as a group, the so-called white man is fucking up so-called Chinese people in China. So-called white man is fucking up so-called Russians in Russia. The so-called white man is fucking up the Arabs in all their different Arab countries. So yes, it's collectively by a race, a group of people, the so-called white man, who is Esau Edom according to the Bible. This is the motherfucker who is the devil of the planet Earth. He's just rape, robbing, and murdering everybody. All right? It says, verse 5, Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also, because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man. Ain't nobody gonna figure me out. Who dare call me the damn devil? Who dare call me out? I'll just kill your motherfucking ass. You gonna sit here and let me rape your ass and you ain't gonna say shit about it. In fact, the only thing you gonna say while I'm raping the shit out of you is I love you and you my master. That's how the so-called white man roll. That's what the so-called white man want this shit to be. He want to go over there and take your shit, kill you, and make you want to like the shit. That's what you're supposed to love your oppressor. That's what, hey, look at us over here in America. If once the so-called white black man don't bow down and love the so-called white man, oh, we a problem. But if we over here sagging our pants and selling dope on the porch and following after the so-called white man, got a blonde mohawk and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we a good nigga. You see what I'm saying? Come on, man. Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Hey, America's right here on this side of the globe. This nigga is in every other fucking country but America. All right, you got so much shit. All the shit that you claim is going on everywhere else in these other countries. All right. Oh, fuck. What's the guy's name? Nicolas Maduro, right? Oh, we got to assassinate this guy because he's starving out his people. He's holding money back from his people. He's holding gold back from his people. He's stealing all the resources from the land and controlling it so the people can't get to it. He's not, the people can't eat. It's hyperinflation. The people is broke over there under him. He's a dictator. He's killing off his people. Wait a minute, are we talking about Nicolas Maduro or are we talking about Donald Trump? Because last I checked, you just had a government shutdown where a whole lot of these government, pretty much all your governmental employees wasn't getting paid. All right, you have a high unemployment rate here. All right, you got the cost of living going sky high up here in America where people can't afford to even fucking live in the houses. You had the housing market crash where people got fucked up credit, can't even get houses. You see what I'm saying? So all the shit that you blaming everybody else for is going on here in America. All right, you got basically well, when you had us on the news the other day, all right, and you still kind of bubbling in the news, it's kind of dying down now, but nevertheless, hey man, you about to have a revolution here going on here in America, a genuine one, because everybody's tired of the so-called white man here, all right? Continuing on, it says, yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell and as death, all right, cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Hey, he ain't bringing all the different nations unto him that they can be like, look, let's all be friends. We gonna all work together, band together. No, he ain't bringing all the people together for him to, like, America's a melting pot. You got all these different nations living here in America. Are they all equal as the so-called white man here? Is the Chinese man living here in America equal to the white man? Is the African man living here in America equal to the white man? Is the Arab man here in America equal to the so-called white man? Hell no. They still all up under the white man's foot here in America, all right? They above the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans here, but they still under the foot of the white man here. All right, so the so-called white man is gathering all these people to him, but yet he's reigning over top of all of them. The so-called white man want to dominate the whole fucking globe and have it. Well, that was one of his blessings according to Genesis 27. But nevertheless, it's for a temporary time. All right. And Job 9 and 24, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. But damn, man, we tired of this goddamn devil, man. This is why we need salvation ASAP, man. All right. It says, verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, a taunting proverb against him, and say, and this is what all these other nations are saying right now, the same shit that I'm saying. They saying the exact same thing. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. They saying, damn, man, this motherfucking bastard don't stay home, man. He always got his hand in everybody else's cookie jar, man. And you always running up all these goddamn credit cards, all this debt. Bro, you need to worry about your own debt over there and worry about feeding your own people while you over here just, whoa, nigga, just chill the fuck out. You doing way too much, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now, everybody else is like, yo, why you always got your nose in our business and shit? You know what? That's why you see all these other nations. Like, we could all live in peace if we could just get rid of the so-called white man over there in America. All right? Because he's the goddamn problem. He the one on the whole other side of the globe. The only people over there living with him is basically the so-called, well, according to us, the Northern Kingdom. Or according to the scriptures, the Northern Kingdom. All right? The so-called white man only over here living with us. All right? Mainly a large portion of Israel. All right, on this side of the globe, well, you got the Canadians too. They Edomites as well, but nevertheless, you only got Edomites and Israelites over here on this side of the globe, the Western Hemisphere, right? Why the fuck you on the whole other side of the globe dealing with everybody else, fucking with them? Why can't you just be over here in peace? Because you the damn devil. That's why. All right, and you fit these scriptures. All right. It says Habakkuk 2 and 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? To him that ladeth himself with thick clay? Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Yeah, when you go into what? Matthew 24, talking about the nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Going to Ezekiel 38, the Gog and Magog. Hey man, Russia finna come and wax that ass, man. Russia and they whole league of the League of Nations, they coming with, man. And when they coming with no mercy. It's going to be worse than no mercy because, first of all, the Most High is working on the minds of these kings. He putting it inside of these motherfuckers to come do your ass in. All right? It says, because thou hast spoiled many nations. That's what they trying to go do now. We just read an article about how they actively setting up. You see, America say they trying to pull out of Syria, right? Which they be like, well, we about done with our dirty work over there. About to step foot into Venezuela militarily. all right, full-fledged militarily step foot in Venezuela, and still got Iran on the table. Don't forget Iran. They still trying to get up into Iran. And in the long haul, they trying to get up in China because they got the disputes out there in the Spratly Islands in the South China Sea over them damn islands that China is building up for defensive purposes because they know America coming over there. And also Russia. You see all these different nations know that what? Hey, man, homeboy coming for us next. All right? It says, verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of men's blood and for the violence of the land of the city and all that dwell therein. Again, that's why all these different nations, Russia, China, basically Ezekiel 38, Russia and all of his allies, all right? A great company with them. You got Turkey, you got Iran, you got all these nations. Plus, you're going to have, the beast is going to hate the whore, all right? So you got NATO and the EU that's going to wind up turning on America as well, too, all right? It says, woe to him that coveteth. It's like I can't pronounce this word, but woe to him that coveteth the evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Again, so the so-called white man is saying this. How about this? We can live here in peace. We can have national security here in peace in America and live in peace and safety with no walls, no defenses, if we go and we put everybody else in subjection. If we go and we blow up everybody else and kill everybody else, we ain't got to worry about nobody coming up against us. You see what I'm saying? This is the so-called white man's tactic. But what? Yo, man, you about to get your, like, yo, these elites is doing that. But yet your whole nation, every last one of you Edomites is going to wind up being taken off the face of the earth for what these Edomites here in America is doing. All right? It says, thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people. So the house of what? The house of Edom. All right. This is why the so-called white man is hated around the whole globe. All right. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people and has sinned against thy soul. Now let's go back in history. Let's just say this ain't the so-called white man. Let's say this is the Chinese man. Who the fuck is the Chinese people cutting off? Who the fuck is the Russians cutting off? They say they're cutting off many people. So who the fuck is the Arabs cutting off? Who are the Africans cutting off? I don't know if the Africans even got a military that's really popping or like doing shit about anything to anybody except for the people in their own countries. But nevertheless, who are these other racial groups of people really cutting off? What nation or so-called, for lack of a better term, race of people is running up on anybody else? You don't see the Chinese people running up on nobody else. Like, damn, the Chinese people is invading the Middle East and killing them Arabs. Like, yo, man, y'all need to chill with that shit. You don't see that shit. You don't see the Arabs running up in China, bum rushing, like, yo, the Arabs is like, yo, what's up with the Arabs? Why do you just be hitting all these Chinese folks? Well, what the fuck is going on there? You don't see no shit like that, man. You don't see the so-called white man being a damn devil to everybody else. All right? It says, verse 10, Habakkuk 2:10, thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe to him that buildeth the town with blood and established the city by iniquity. All right, behold, is it not Yahawah of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for the very vanity? Yeah, so the so-called white man is over here, hey, bombing up every damn country, waging war, trying to steal all these damn lands so he can live up on top and in safety and security with everybody else in subjection under him. But in reality, his ass gonna have he gonna take the biggest L in his life, and he gonna fall, wind up most of his people gonna get exterminated on this side. The elites is going into slavery as the first fruits on the other side. All right, then the so-called white man is gonna, they're gonna be breeding back all the so-called Edomites back into slavery for 1,000 years. So look, man, you done signed a check that your ass can't cash, man. You finna default on this shit big time, big time, big time. All right, it says, let me just let me grab another precept real quick. What do I want to grab? Revelation 6. This is Revelation 6 and 6 and 4. This is Revelation 6 and 4. It says, and there went out another horse that was red. All right, just keep in mind this horse that was red, and power was given unto him that sat thereon. All right, remember that he was also given power. All right, and what was his power to do? It says to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given to him a great sword. So there was a red horse, all right, and power was given unto him that sat on the horse to do what? To take peace from the earth, and they should kill one another. And there was given to him a great sword. All right, now let's Let's go back a little bit. Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right. He covered the face of the judges, if not where and who is he? So if the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, all right, we're going back to Revelation. Hey, man, power was given unto him to take peace from the earth. So he's going to be sitting on top of the earth to be able to control every damn thing else that he got going on. All right. Then it said that he was given that sword to live by. Right. Let's go to Genesis 27. And 31, I think. All right, Genesis 27 and let me read 39 and 40. And Isaac, his father, answered and said, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of the heaven above. So this is the blessing that Isaac gave Esau, all right, the so-called white man. So the so-called white man was going to have dominion over the earth, all right, but it was going to be a temporary rulership, all right. Verse 40, and by thy sword thou shalt live, and thou shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break the yoke from off his neck. All right. But going back up to verse 40, it says, and by thy sword thou shalt live, and and thou shalt serve thy brother. But the point there is, and by thy sword thou shalt live. Going back to Revelation 6, hey, that red horse who Esau, we can go back to oh shit, let's go back to Genesis 27. Oh, no. Hang on. It's like in Genesis 25. This is Genesis 25 and 30. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore his name was called Edom. All right. So homeboy, first of all, he was born, his skin pigmentation was wasted away. They called him Esau, which is wasted away as he. But he asked for that same red pottage that well, he had some meat in there and the meat wasn't all the way done. All right. So they called him Red Edom. That's that, going back to there was that red horse. There was a sword given to him to take peace from the earth. This is what the so-called white man is doing, all right? The so-called white man is written about in the Bible. It's not his book, but his characteristics is of what? His role is to play what? The damn devil, all right? I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahawah, BaHashem, YAHAWASHI, BaHashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, I can pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say stay strong and shalom.